Hi, I'm Laura Rivera. In my first video, I talked about the role that interpersonal communications can play in the success of change management strategies. Now, let's give that concept some practical use by applying it to actual change communication plans. While conversations can be informal and spontaneous, and sometimes unpredictable, they can still be positively influenced. For that, the communication of meaning in addition to information is needed, and that is best done through conversations. Actually, conversations and stories. See, whenever an announcement of an organizational change is made, employees start telling themselves stories about what it means, and most importantly, what it means for them. The question of why looms large in their minds, and they want a bridge that connects the old and the new way of doing things. An organization can respond to that need for rationale and give a cohesive narrative with a story. And that story, in the hands of capable change agents, can in turn seed conversations. Here's an example. My company provides free coffee to all employees. Recently, they decided to stop providing the disposable coffee cups to go with it, asking us to bring in our own reusable mugs. See, the company had made great strides lately towards sustainability, and some of our locations are zero landfill sites. So the elimination of disposable cups, which would spend more time in landfills than holding hot beverages, seemed perfectly aligned with our organizational values. This was the rationale for the change and the story that provided the meaning behind the information. Telling this kind of story is usually the role of change agents. These individuals are well connected in the social network of the organization, a network that may not mirror the company's reporting structure, by the way, so keep that in mind when you select these individuals. Change agents represent stakeholders in the change. Maybe those who designed it, or maybe those that have to live with it. And they are persons with excellent interpersonal communication skills. They've even been described as cosmopolitan communicators by some. They can spread meaning and understanding during a change by telling stories that are designed as part of the original communication plan. But there is something that happens with stories. As they spread, they shift. And change agents, as cosmopolitan communicators, can listen to stakeholders and respond to them by guiding these shifting stories as they spread. How? Well, the story I explained before, that the elimination of coffee cups was about becoming more sustainable, resonated with some employees. They heard the story, embraced the change, and brought their mugs to work. Other employees had trouble accepting the sustainability story. That's because there have been several other changes the company had made recently, and when taken together, those changes added up to a different story, one of cost cutting. Those employees felt a bit of resentment. And this, by the way, is not uncommon in change efforts. Sometimes the meaning given to a change, the way it is framed, is just not accepted by all stakeholders. That's why some people resist. And that's why change agents are ones that are adept at telling and reframing stories in conversations. In this case, change agents were able to shift the message and still keep it consistent with company values by making it one that was about environmental and fiscal responsibility. Some employees appreciated the straight and direct talk that acknowledged that fiscal responsibility is a necessary responsibility of a healthy and competitive company. So, now that everyone can drink their coffee happily, we can ask, why is this important? Why should we, as communication experts, frame stories and enlist the help of change agents to shift these conversations? Why should we work hard to make people feel good about a change an organization makes? The answer is part of any leadership philosophy. It is clear that organizational change is necessitated by a competitive and evolving world. But the individuals that work for organizations have needs too. A desire for autonomy, a desire to feel that their work and contributions are valued, and change threatens those needs. But a successful leader knows how to balance those needs. Reframing stories about change isn't just about making people feel good. It's about helping them find a way, time and again, to connect their own goals and values to those of the organization. These conversations help people make sense of their work lives. It enhances their self-worth as they resolve the internal anxiety that change can cause. Change can threaten established meanings, identities, and values. Conversations can reestablish them. This can transform our understandings of decisions and choices, and even of ourselves. In this way, we aren't just accepting change, we're thriving in the potential it brings.